I'm Charity Marshall, and I live here in Castle Rock, Washington. I live up here with my husband, Lance Marshall. We've been married now for 18 years and got a couple of kids. And I have 7 acres, and we grow giant pumpkins on our property. It turned into a little bit of a freak show with giant pumpkins. Yeah. So what got me interested in pumpkin growing was just the love for pumpkins in the beginning. We have this, beautiful land up here, and it was like, I love pumpkins and Halloween. And then one year I just decided I was going to grow a big one. And so I got online and I ordered a seed and followed all the instructions the best of my ability without really knowing what's going on. And I ended up getting a 490-pound pumpkin. And pretty much from then on, I was hooked. So I try to grow 6 a year. So this year I have 7. But yeah, 6 a year. And that's about all I can handle, just with how much work they are. Each pumpkin takes up about 1,000 square feet. And so then I'm probably in the pumpkin patch maybe 2 to 3 hours a day, just maintaining the pumpkin plant themselves. I'll start in April as far as germinating a seed, and then I'll have it in the greenhouse for a couple of weeks, and then I'll put it out into the pumpkin patch, and then it will be out there, and it takes, just about 90 days to grow a full-size pumpkin. So our pumpkin club, the Pacific Giant Vegetable Growers, we all harvest our seeds, and then we dry them and we package them and we put them in these little manila envelopes, and you'll get a seed packet, and so it'll have a bunch of them in there, and so you'll get a couple of seeds per packet. So this is my fertilizing system, and I have this barrel here. It's a 55-gallon drum, which I have my liquid fertilizers in here. And so what it is it's a water-driven pump, and so it sucks up the fertilizer and it goes up through this water-driven pump, and it goes down through here, through the piping, through my drip tape. And so I'll water the pumpkins depending on heat and weather and whatnot, but twice a day usually. It's a lot of work trying to keep, deer away. I have Fort Knox up here. I could probably keep a small giraffe within my electric fence, because you take so much time to grow the plant, and then you acquire the seed and grow the plant, and it takes months to get to this point to where then you finally get a pumpkin. And then if something ate it or, destroyed it, it just makes you feel sick. So there's a couple of reasons why we keep our pumpkins covered. One is to keep it protected from the sun and the elements. Imagine if you're growing 40, 50 pounds a day, you will get sunburn and cracks. So that will help the skin stay nice and supple. And then also too, it's going to protect the pumpkin from in the evening times when it gets a little cooler. So then I'll go through, and every night, and I'll cover up these pumpkins, and I'll tuck these in with their blankets, and every pumpkin has its own blanket. So people ask me what I do with my giant pumpkins when I'm done growing them. So in this case, I took one down the Cowlitz River and got a Guinness World Record for taking it 15 miles down the river. Longest pumpkin boat paddled.
We got involved in the Pumpkin Regatta on the order of 10 years ago when our friend kind of took over that role at the city. Brenna, my wife, had been doing art for the schools as a volunteer. She'd done the art literacy program, and she's selling her own art locally at some of the different art shows and things like that. And so she was asked if she'd be interested in doing the poster, and at the time we hadn't even heard of the event. So that's kind of what sparked my interest. She did the poster. So I tried to find out what it would take to become a rower at that time.
What I enjoy most about creating the artwork for the regatta is just the complete freedom that they offer me to do kind of whatever I want within the guidelines of what we've discussed. But the idea is that the poster is fun and whimsical, and that when you look at it, you get a feel for what the festival feels like. And so having that freedom as an artist to be able to, use your own style and do what you like is awesome. Painting about monsters and pumpkins and people paddling them, it's a great subject, and so it's just really fun. So over the years, we've gone through multiple renditions, from fortune teller to the sirens of the ocean, mermaids. So this year we decided to just make it just overly Halloween, just witches and ghosts and all kinds of fun things. The other thing that we add to it is a sense of kind of a personal sense. So usually the main character is someone that is either at the city or a family member or someone that we know. And there's also little bits and pieces that are hidden. So there's always little hidden things in the posters that are kind of fun to go find. But we try to make it whimsical and fun to look at and the best representation of the festival itself when we're planning them out.
So we drive up into the Tualatin, the little area where you're going to start the way off, and they'll take the pumpkin off of the trailer, and then they put them all in a line. So all of the pumpkins, and there's usually probably maybe 30 or 40 pumpkins there, and they'll line them all up, and then people will get to walk by and look at the pumpkins, and then we'll start the way off. And we tape all of them, which is measuring them for weight. And so we'll get an idea of, from smallest to heaviest. So then when it comes time to get your pumpkin weighed, you'll get your pumpkin weighed and you'll see your weight, and, hopefully you're smashing your personal best, which is the best part of it. So then they'll take my pumpkin and then they'll put it into the Tualatin Commons, and then you'll carve it out and make a pumpkin boat out of it. You'll carve out your pumpkin and you'll scoop out your seeds and you'll put them in a plastic sack, and then you'll save them to, process them later after the event. We'll have 25 of us usually. That's about how many pumpkins there are. And then we'll race around the commons area and, try to win. This year, I'm bringing a 500-pound pumpkin, so I have a lighter pumpkin, so it's be faster because I'm tired of losing.
The first year I rode as Batman, and part of why I have both of those costumes is my dad was a principal and he wore those for Halloween, and I just had them available to me. Since being Captain America the first time, I've been Captain America ever since, because I just told people if you cheer against America, then, that's just not very patriotic or whatever. So I figure I get a lot more applause being Captain America than maybe someone else. The races are kind of different. It's not just necessarily a race as fast as you can to cross the finish line. Usually you have to go out and collect colored balls or flags or something. Once you collect all those, then you race back to the finish line. And so everyone's kind of going in the same direction at the same time, kind of figuring out how to control the pumpkin and stuff for the first time. And so, yeah, it's kind of a mass chaotic start usually. I figure if I'm gonna take all the time and effort to put on the costume and climb in a slimy pumpkin, then I might as well try and win while I'm out there. I mean, a lot of people enjoy just being there, which is fine, but I figure it is a competition and a race, so might as well try and win.
It's such a fun festival, and having him in it every year and the vibe from the crowd is just really fun. But also seeing the other competitors come and try to figure out their best costume and what they can be, what the most creative thing they can think of is super fun to watch. And there's little kids, there's the older people, everybody comes, and it's just such a Norman Rockwell kind of esque festival.
With my friends and my family, it's just brought so much into our lives as far as fun and, amazement, and that how much they can grow in a day. And, it's pretty cool to stand on them and to get inside of them and row them. Just all the fun things that we do with them has just brought a ton of fun and excitement to our family and our lives and our friends' family.
It's a really cool community event that sounds a little bit cheesy, but brings everyone together. It's become one of those crazy events that everyone around the country and even world knows about. So it's pretty cool to be a part of.
30,000 people show up, and they absolutely love it. The kids watching the pumpkins is amazing. It's just like, they're all excited, and we'll take them off and we'll put them inside the pumpkin, and it's the coolest thing. The amazement of it all. It's magical.
I really enjoy the whole community feel. I love Halloween and fall, and you go there and it's You know, it's the excitement with the pumpkin paddlers, it's the costumes, it's the pie eating contest, it's the caramel corn vendor. The whole place smells like sugar and sweetness. It's beautiful and fun. Everybody's so excited. It's just a time where the community really comes out, and you can see basically all of Tualatin and beyond in one place. And there's a lot of things I love about it, but the community feel and people coming out to enjoy themselves and just have fun is what's really cool about it. That's my favorite part.